baby. Super, super, super easy to catch. What you doing, beautiful? What you doing?
You ain't touched me with those? She chased me with a scary. Have you ever made a little bit There's a lot of girls.
Well, we were heading to the highway, and we thought on the highway maybe we could get some good traffic video, but just as we're heading there, look at all that's going on. We got this truck with lights, we got a truck with a boat, and we got a police officer, maybe a couple of them. We'll see, we got a lot of things going on here. I'll help you find him. Here is our Freisian VooDoo as he is coming down the road. Walking calmly. Got a lot of police action going on right now. Unfortunately, they're looking for somebody in our area. Thank goodness it's not us. But you will see that in the video where we stop and the lights are going on the trucks and the truck and a boat goes by and the cop talked to us and he was really nice and very funny. I hear so many bad things about police officers, but I tell you the ones in our area are just wonderful. Now what is he looking at? I will just show you. There's two pit crosses here and they have been barking their heads off. And he says, I'm very used to dogs, but say these seem angry. All right, we're going to head back to the barn. There's the school bus passing our Freisian. That's just a little bonus for you. They told me, they said, hey Angie, the school bus is coming up behind the Freisian. Well, hey, can't beat that. We've already pulled back into the driveway. We're checking the mail. We're empty? Well, good. Empty sad.
No bills today.
I like it when there's no bills in the mailbox. And here come more vehicles both ways. School bus coming back down. Good boy. Nice little backup, nice little side pass to check the mail. Here's VooDoo with the diesel side by side behind it. I'm going to talk a little louder because this thing is loud and a lot of people are telling me they can't hear me in the videos, even though he is going on a bid site. He will still go on my YouTube page. This will end with us driving him, but today is just the riding portion. We're about to cross the creek and you can see how concerned he is about the cart being behind him. Shouldn't even call it a cart. This is a big side by side. Alright, we're going to get him going down in the creek. And here goes VooDoo down into the creek. We're not going to do a whole ton of trail riding with him because Freisians, this is generally not their discipline, trail riding. But we do want to show you that he is good for that if that's what you want to do with him. And that log is pretty high up off the ground. He's about 16.2 right now. He is 3 years old. He is still growing. Anyone who thinks it's wrong to go on and ride him because he's still growing, guys, he's 16.2. This boy is plenty big enough to carry skinny pickles there with no issue whatsoever. And pretty much about anybody. Oh. He said it's narrow there. He said my side got it. Very nice. And he didn't panic or act stupid. All right, show us a little groundwork there. Let's show a little side-by-side or side-by-side action. We side pass both ways. We back with ease. And we neck ring like a dream. Let's show a little bit of that work that he does so you know he's ready to go in any discipline that you want to take him in. A lot of people are going to want to go dressage with him. He pulls every bit as good as he rides, if not better. So you might want him just as a pull-in horse. Or if you just want a big horse to trail ride, he is it and he can do it. What a nice boy. All right, let's go do some shooting. Oh, what a pretty canter he's got. He's so far from me, I gotta zoom way in. He's gonna come around though. I don't think there's much of anything that moves any prettier than a Freisian. Naturally. Perfect lead. Oh, too far back.
Bigger stuff than I thought.
Very, very, very nice. Oh, he's got a beautiful canter. We're going to shoot some guns.
Here it goes.
Count to 3.
1, 2, 3.
That was not bad.
Here it comes again.
Round 2.
Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Okay. More rounds.
What?
Let me grab the pistol. I didn't realize there's only one round in there.
Oh,
Well, good thing we're not in the firefight.
there's our blooper.
2, 3.
What was that? That was like an aftershock.
Oh, he's so smart. All right, happy Easter from VooDoo. He's wearing his pretty colored balloons. And it's very windy today. How pretty is that? He's such a smart boy. Just 3-year-old. It's gonna get better and better and better. All right, here's VooDoo giving him feet. Those nice little feathers on the back are so good for that. Don't buy a horse unless you see pick up all 4 feet. I don't know how many horses that I've had here that if you tried to pick up one of the back feet, they would try to kick your head off. Yes, you can drug them for the farrier, and no, you don't have to pick up their back feet unless you're shoeing them in most cases, but some horses can be dangerous, and sometimes your farrier won't take them if they're dangerous, and I don't blame them. Very good boy. All right, we're going to load and unload him. All right, here's VooDoo loading a very small trailer that I would not haul him in. I do have a bigger trailer. We just didn't want to get it out of the 6-bay just for this. So literally just load him and unload him to show you that he will. Very nice, pretty boy. All right, his driving video will be next.
Here we go.
Count to 3.
1, 2, 3.
That was not... We are harnessing up VooDoo, trying to get everything adjusted. And I just want to show you, they mentioned that what a good sport he was being. And I'm like, you know what? He really is. Because we have yanked and pulled and tried to get everything adjusted. We don't do a lot of pulling here. And so getting all this harness adjusted for him, and he is just standing here like a dead animal, just letting us do it.
I got nothing on that one.
And keep in mind, this is a 3-year-old. He's not pawed one time, even when we walked away to work on the bridle inside the barn. He's not nickered at anything. He's not danced around. He's just stood there.
Yeah, that was good.
Cool story about this horse. This last winter, he was out in the field, and I don't know if he got through the fence or if a deer got through the fence and the barbed wire was down, but somehow or another, he ended up getting it. Hi, buddy. He ended up getting it in his tail, and he pulled it, and he ended up getting it around his back feet. And what did he do? He just stopped and he stood there. And it was early in the morning, so Kristen didn't find him until probably about 8:30 in the morning. And she called me to come down and help. And he stood there perfectly still while we got every bit of it off around him and out of his tail. He didn't have a single puncture, a single scratch, because he was smart enough to stand still and wait for somebody to come help him. And then after that, he followed me all over the field while I picked up flagstone, or sandstone, which comes up out of the ground, and I use it in my landscaping. He's just a big pet coon, and when I say big, he's big, ladies and gentlemen. That is our Freisian VooDoo, and we're about to finish his video with the driving portion. Alright, we're going to show some of his turning. Just to show you, because, I mean, pretty much any horse you can hook up and they'll go forward. Come on. I will say, though, there are some that will not go for something being behind them or a harness going on them. All Freisians should be ride and drive horses, but at least drive. 'Cause these are big horses, and he's just going to get bigger because he's still growing up. Anybody who says he's skinny, I've owned him for a year. That horse is fed 2 huge scoops of 12% sweet feed in the morning and in the evening, all the pasture he can eat, and then hay in the winter, and he gets vitamin E as a supplement. And guys, he has got a big trot. So if you need to get somewhere pretty quickly, he can get you there pretty quickly. Little back up. Very nice. All right, we're going to take him down the highway and let him see some traffic. We are heading to the highway, and we are in an SUV following right behind him. Just wanted you to see. He could care less if a vehicle's right up behind him. Now, this guy was originally broke by the Amish, but he was only broke to drive, so we got him broke to ride as well. And he has had 30 days of professional training, and then he's just had riding, just to keep some wet saddle blankets on him. But he already knew how to drive, so he already knew left, right, stop, and back, and he was already gentle. Now, he's not for a complete beginner. There's no rear, there's no buck, no running backwards. He's not spooky at all. But when you get on him, he just wants to start moving. So if you just want to stop and chill out and talk, he's going to want to take 2-3 steps forward, 2-3 steps back. He just gets bored. And that's the coming 4-year-old in him. So he's just got enough go in him that I would say he needs to go to at least a novice rider, not a complete beginner, unless you're a confident beginner. Working with a trainer, he'd be just fine. So we're going to get him out here to the main highway and let you see how he does with traffic coming forward and backward. Alright, here we are going down the highway. We are following VooDoo. We have got Gage at the helm. Alright, here comes another vehicle. He's got one behind him, one in front of him. So calm. If you like to ride and drive, if you've always wanted to have a Freisien, if you want to use him for jumping, if you want to use him in parades, if you've got another one and you want a pair to drive, whatever use you have for a beautiful black draft horse, here you go. Here come some dogs out to greet him. They're not going to get out of their yard though. You're not going to phase him with a dog.
Down here a lot of fast days.
All Pickles needs is a big iced tea or an ice cold beer, whatever you're into. Truck and a camper coming around us, and another truck. Alright, we're going to turn him around and head back towards the barn.
He can't see me. I told him he was going down here to Tarps.
These people ain't got no damn sense. Sorry about the curse word. It makes me nervous. People don't even slow down, but hey, the Amish deal with it every day, right? We're pretty courteous of them, but that's because we know, but a lot of people don't know. I tell my husband that about boats out on the water. They'll just be going round and round and round our big boat just as fast as they can, pulling their kids on tubes, and we're driving. We've literally had to stop our boat and put it in reverse to keep from running over little kids on a tube. And my husband will get so mad, and he has every right to be mad. I mean, we would never be able to live with ourselves if we killed children, even if it wasn't our fault. But they just don't look, they're not thinking, they're not paying attention, and they assume we can stop just like they can. So that is Mr. VooDoo pulling. I'm going to get him going around the track just to show you some speed that he's got. And that'll be the end of the video on VooDoo. You got questions about him, just send me a message. He'll be on the auction site. And hopefully you'll win him and he'll be yours. Now we're going to get him up in a little faster trot here. We've got a 1/4 mile track. There will be some places where the vision will be slightly impaired. So we do have another pen out here. But as he comes around, you'll have a nice open view of him and his big trot. Because this guy can take you to town, and he can take you to town pretty quick. The wind is up to 20 miles per per hour today. Oh, and the whole time he was driving down the highway, one of the shafts had come out of the harness and was gigging him in the side. So if you want to talk about a good horse, we stopped when we turned back on the road to go to the farm, and we didn't know what was going on, and he's like, the shaft came out of the harness and it's sticking him in the rib. He said, I noticed it when I turned him, but there was no good place to pull over because people are going so fast. And he says, spooks? What spooks? Very nice.